Episode 2. Today we're going to visit my mom. She lives down in Venice, Florida. I have the trunk behind me. She's got my gear and the baby. Little baby girl. I'm on the highway, so I'm all geared up again. Today I wanted to share a tradition. Usually, me in the trunk, when we're in the same car and we're going down to visit my mom, we always end up talking about music. And she went to bed early last night, and I stayed up, and I was thinking about this episode here and talking about music. And one of the things that I realized, well, I think I realized anyway, is that it seems like all the music that's out now is just like, you know, Taylor Swift, and it's basically commercial pop. And I don't know what made me think about this last night, but I was thinking, you know, where's all the, I guess, anti-establishment type music that was around when, you know, like in the 70s, you had that rock that kind of defined that entire generation. Even in the late 80s, you had rap and everything coming out. Like, I remember a DARE officer, DARE, to keep kids off drugs, DARE officer, coming to me in class and talking to us about "Fuck the Police" from NWA. I mean, there's a DARE officer in upstate New York talking to a class about music. You know, that was happening all the way out in California. So it was definitely mainstream. I just don't see any of that now. Even when I grew up, we had Rage Against the Machine. We had Eminem. You know, he had his pop type songs, but he also had songs like White America and Mosh, and you know, he kind of went after the pop crowd, the Britney Spears, everybody really. Yeah, I don't see any of that now. You know, and I don't know if it's just because I'm out of touch. You know, you goddamn kids and your goddamn music. But every time I turn on the radio, anytime my girl has the radio on, it's always just some other pop star singing about nothing. You know, I mean, they're not singing about anything really basic society or anything. You know, we live in a time where cops are basically just killing people, and I can't think of one song. Again, there probably are songs, but they're not mainstream. You know, and that's what I'm trying to say. There's nothing mainstream anymore that I'm aware of anyway, and I might be wrong. You know, nobody's walking around singing "Fuck the Police" anymore, or any kind of version of that, which is what I'm getting at. I think it's probably because of the ad dollars. You know, you get paid, radio stations get paid mostly through their ads, through advertising that they play in between the songs. So if you have a choice between something that's objectionable and something that's questionable, and something that's just vanilla and popular, if you have to base the fact that you're going to get your paycheck at the end of the week off of those decisions, and you're not even the voice on the radio, they don't get any say anymore. You're just sitting in a boardroom or sitting in an office somewhere trying to decide, am I going to get more money if I play Taylor Swift, or am I going to get more money if I play an upcoming band, you know, that has some anti-establishment or anti-government or anti-status quo message behind it? And 100% of the time, you're going to get Taylor Swift or some version of her, you know, even Rihanna, anything like that. I lived in Brooklyn when they took down, they had a radio station which was great. It was a comedy radio station. They had guys like Opie and Anthony in the morning, and then it was just talk comedy. They had like Nick DiPaolo. I know Jim Norton was big on there. And they just one day fired all those guys, except for Opie and Anthony. They left their radio station, or their radio show on in the morning, but then in the afternoon, instead of it being comedy, it just went straight to pop music. And you know, Opie and Anthony actually talked about it on their show, that it's just straight it's just ad money that the station picked the money over what the fans want. And that's why I think even country has gone pop. You know, country is not, it's not Willie Nelson and people like that anymore. It's not that twangy, you know, like I shot my dog by accident and now I'm really sad. No, it's just more pop music, just with a country, you know, America. If you guys could comment in this video, anybody that's watching, and just, you know, if there are bands that are out there that are getting mainstream that are a little bit more edgy, I'd love to hear from them. So if you guys know of any, and I mean, there's always the punk rock bands, the alternative bands that somebody knows that made a video in their parents' basement or in the garage, and you know, no, they say fuck the government all the time, and they might. I just think we're missing that whole mainstream aspect of it. Either that or I'm just missing it, which is very possible, again. But anyway, rant over. Again, I do like to be a little hooligan on the highway. Oh, we got a Mustang. We got a Mustang and a Camaro. It's a GT. I don't think I told YouTube yet my universal theory on Mustangs. My universal theory on Mustangs is that everybody that drives a Mustang is a douchebag. Every single person, 100% of the time. The reason why that's my theory is because I think when you purchase a Mustang, somebody at the Ford dealership tells you, see, you just cut that guy off. I'm gonna do it too. Somebody at the Ford dealership when you buy a Mustang, somebody at the Ford dealership, and this is going to sound really hypocritical now, but I mean, we're on the highway, there's clearly nobody in front of us, but somebody at the Ford dealership tells you, hey, every red light is a quarter mile, and if you get to that end of that quarter mile, we'll knock $100 off your payment. Because every red light, a Mustang will line up at the white line and absolutely just mash the gas. Just mash the gas. From every stop, there's something in their blood. The same people that have that in their blood, what up? The same people that have that in their blood are the same people that buy Mustangs. And it's not exclusive to Mustangs, you see it in other cars. But you absolutely see it in Mustangs 100% of the time. I definitely probably should have got gas before we left. I don't have like a gas light on right now, but it just totally slipped my mind. This is me checking to see if the camera's still attached, instead of, you know, paying attention to the road. Cops! Police! What I'm doing here is I'm trying to decide if that guy's a cop or not, because he's got the I'm a cop light bar across the back, but nothing on the top. So is he a topless cop? Or is he just one of the dudes that bought a Dodge, a white Dodge, that's not a rental car? And if he is, then he's the one. Here's why you don't buy a white Dodge Challenger or a black Dodge Challenger. Everybody is gonna think that you're a cop. And when everybody thinks that you're a cop, everybody does 5 miles an hour under the speed limit. I don't know how cops don't get pissed off about that all the time. If you're a cop and you're in a hurry, you know, because they have real people problems, I'm sure, like, oh, I gotta pick up my dry cleaning, or oh, I only have an hour for lunch. You know, they can't just put their lights on right there, but they still have everybody around them driving at 5 miles an hour under the speed limit. If you do speed as a cop and you don't have your lights on because it's not an emergency situation, everybody just looks at you and goes, yeah, you're a goddamn hypocrite. When really you want to speed, you're just not sure if the guy in the white Dodge is a cop or not. I looked down at right the time to get the gas light. Just the right time to see the gas light flashing. I need gas, I need gas, I need gas. Gas. Alright, YouTube, I'm gonna wrap this one up here. I'm gonna get gas. The rest of this trip is straight and boring. Unless, you know, I crash up here. If I crash up here, I'll definitely include it in the video. Tire Kingdom, where the tires are the boss. One day, son, all of this kingdom of black rubber will be yours.